Okay, I have a 2016 Toyota 4Runner, 5th gen. It's got about 200,000 miles on it. Symptoms are wife fills up with gas at 206,000 miles. Fills up with gas. It always constantly trips off. So she has to stand, and it takes a really long time to fill it up with gas. Just to barely pull the trigger. So had the same symptoms about 100,000 miles ago. There is a filter that is right on the inside of the filler neck. So you got to take the tire off, take all these covers off, go in, pull that filter out. So I have the filter right here. There's the part number. Here's the filter. So there's a pleated filter cartridge inside of here. And then this is the other piece of plastic that clamps onto here that holds it onto the filler neck. So I'll get set up, start taking things apart so you guys can see how to do it, and hopefully it fixes the problem again. So I got the covers off. Those freaking clips, I hate them. But anyway, it's called the charcoal canister filter. So I don't know exactly how it works, but it's the filter that filters the air that goes in and out of the charcoal canister. But we live on the dirt roads out in the country, and this must be the inlet to the filter somewhere. Anyway, I'm sure it's packed full of dirt, so it can't flow any air through it. So to replace it, last time I disconnected this clip, you have to pull this filler neck back because it clips into here. But this time I might try to just pull back this rubber fitting and see if I can replace it without pulling the filler neck back. So I guess I'll put it back on time lapse and see if we can get it pulled out of there. So I took off that bracket, pulled off this is the actual vent line that goes to the charcoal canister. And if you follow this line back, well, it's kind of right up under, or right up above this cross member. There is a bolt that you have to take out that attaches it to the bottom of the trunk floor. So I think everything's loose. I should be able to pull it out, get the rubber housing out of the fender, and then I'll split it apart and get the new one on there. Well, I got the new one in there. My video didn't record, so that sucks. But anyway, I didn't have to take out the rubber housing. Once I had all that stuff disconnected, the filler neck slid back. I just popped that housing in half. with the screwdriver. So you pop this keeper out on this side, and then I just shoved the screwdriver in right here and popped it apart. I wasn't worried about it breaking because I ordered the new top half, this top half. They come separate. If you're trying to save this, obviously the clips on that back side are going to be hard to get to, so I would just recommend getting both. I think this was $10 maybe, and this was $40. So if you try to go to your local Toyota dealership and order this, they will not sell it separate. They sell the whole filler neck all the way back down to the gas tank, and that's, I think it was like $400. So $400 versus $50. I think it's probably still about the same amount of work. So like I said, to get all that stuff loose, of course you can't see it now, but get everything loose, take that bolt free from the underside of the trunk floor. It slides back far enough that this comes past the rubber housing that's built into the fender. Pop it apart, put the new one on, slide it back up in there, insert your vent line back into this port. So to get the vent line off, you have to pry this tab back and this tab back. Pull your vent line out. So then, obviously going back together, you just slide your vent line back in there and then put all the hardware back on that you pulled off. So yeah, you can't really see it very good without a light, but that's not a very good light. Anyway, yeah, this rubber housing stays in the fender. The whole filler neck slides back out. You can see this black part here. That's the actual filter poking through the rubber grommet, essentially, that holds it in the fender. So I'll go over to the vise and break that filter apart and show you how caked full of dust it is. We'll just see if we can break it open. So earlier I was talking about this filter, and I thought I wasn't exactly sure where the air vents in at, but like I said, this is where the inlet from the charcoal canister is, and the actual vent I guess where it sucks the air in to go through the filter, it's actually underneath of this. So if you take this off, it must come in around the top next to the filler neck, the gas cap. Anyway, goes through this. You can see this is packed full. It was packed full of dirt before I popped it apart. But then the inlet is here. So then when I popped this off, this was packed full of dirt. Said it goes in through there. Goes on the back side of the filter here, and this would be the clean side of the filter before it goes to the charcoal canister. So if we pull this off, the other side of this filter will be caked with dirt, mud. So I'll pause and go get a screwdriver and try to get that popped out the rest of the way. So I got it free enough that we can finish tearing it apart. Break it open from the back side. You can see every time I tip it over, all the dirt that falls out of there. So I just broke that off the back of there, but You can see it's where it hasn't been broke off, it's packed full of dirt. So needless to say, there was no air being vented through this filter. So then another thing I like to do is these all these shields on the 4Runner. When you're going down the highway, the wind rattles them, and these clips tend to vibrate, and they're pretty dang annoying. So I use strip caulking. I guess it's a 3M 085278, and I essentially just wrap it around those little clips to keep them from rattling.
Just pack up the strip caulking. Like I said, we have 200,000 miles on this, so if it was newer, I don't know if these are tighter. It definitely rattles in the wind. You don't have these packed with something to keep them from rattling. This strip caulking is pretty easy to use and not messy. I store it in the freezer. Keeps it, makes it a little easier to use. Not sure why, but it's easier to pour when it's a little chilled, especially in the summertime. Back in there, once you turn, that should do the trick.